things were starting to get back to normal and it was safe to get back out in the world, the Delta variant hits. Now we here in California have new concerns. So we're going back to our good friend and trusted advisor, Nurse Barb, for some tips to keep yourself and your loved ones safe. Nurse Barb, thank you for being here as always. I mean, the first question here is, how bad is this Delta variant?
Well, Danny, I'm so glad you asked me to come back. Everyone has questions about COVID, but also about the Delta variant. There's a few things that we know that will be very reassuring. Number one, it is not a more serious infection, but it is more transmissible. In fact, 4 times as many people get the Delta variant as we're getting the other COVID virus. So it's much more transmissible, which means we all have to be very vigilant and wear masks, keep our social distancing, especially if we're around people who have not been vaccinated.
And Nurse Barb, speaking of vaccinations, are there any new vaccines? Or the vaccines out there, will they help protect us against this variant?
Danny, we're learning so much every single day, and scientists around the world are working together. So there are vaccines and boosters that are in development, but stay tuned because none of those are ready yet for prime time. But I'll be advising you as soon as they are. But there's a lot of new treatments that are available for people who are seriously ill, who are in the hospital, including some monoclonal antibody treatment, which is very, very effective at preventing people from being very seriously ill or from needing to be on a ventilator.
And Nurse Barb, you mentioned masks, social distancing. What do you say to people who are still feeling anxious and discouraged that we're kind of skipping back to that again when we thought we were breaking through?
Danny, it's so normal, right, to be discouraged. But remember, we've been through so much in the last year and a half. And I just want to take people back to something. When we think about vaccinations, let's remember that when we get vaccinated, it's kind of like a training program for our immune system. So when we've been vaccinated, we get that training program and our body learns, hey, this COVID is not a good thing, and we learn to recognize it, and we start to build antibodies to fight against it. That second vaccination, what that does is it builds even more antibodies so that we can very effectively eradicate the COVID virus in our body. So what we need to know is vaccinations work. In fact, we know with the Delta variant, people who are vaccinated, it's very, very unlikely that they'll have a breakthrough infection, and it's even more unlikely that they will get seriously ill. So vaccination is the way to go, especially now with the Delta variant.
And what about children, Nurse Barb?
Oh, Danny, you know how hard it is for us to get kids under 5 to wear their mask all the time. But if all of us in the community, if we all get vaccinated, then we're protecting children. Now, a lot of people think, oh, only older people get the COVID virus and only older people get seriously ill. But people of every age can get seriously ill. So when you get vaccinated, you are protecting your community and you're protecting children.
And for everyone out there, are vaccines safe? I know a lot of people have that concern.
I have personally supervised over 8,000 vaccines, and the person I love most in the world is my son, and I encouraged him to get vaccinated. I've been vaccinated. It's important for people to get vaccinated because they are safe, they are effective. And remember, millions of people around our country have been vaccinated, and hundreds of thousands in California. These are safe and they're effective. And I hope this helps reassure people.
Yes, Nurse Barb, thank you so much. You've been here since the beginning. We love you, and we will be checking back in with you. And thank you all for checking in with us. We'll see you tomorrow.